Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on the markets. Yesterday, I did not do a middle of the day market update, so even though today there's not much going on, there are some things going on, and that's also what we'll talk about. But even though there's not much going on, I still wanted to keep you updated on the current situation and some interesting things going on, and just in general a bit of an update on the current market situation, right? I mean, I always try to. In my Bitcoin videos every morning, I always try to give you a bit of an idea of the markets and what they're doing, so that it's not only about Bitcoin but also a bit about altcoins. I know a lot of you also just watch these market updates, so that's completely fine. Of course, that's what I make them for. But no, I mean the fundamentals right now are still quite good. I mean, obviously most of the kind of fundamentals and major economic markets I look at are closed in the weekend, so we cannot really say much about that. But the dollar strength index, as you can see right here, closed quite bearish. It's at support, so we should be aware of that. But ultimately, it actually looks like we have a good chance of getting a bearish dollar strength index, which is good for the markets in general. That's also why the stock markets right now are at all-time highs, with a good chance to reject initially, but ultimately I do think we can break out. And what I think is most interesting right now, and that's also the one thing that is actually being tested right now, is the state of altcoins, all right? Because what we have seen is that altcoins have been able to get some sort of a bullish breakout here. As you can see, we on the 12-hour time frame, the total 3 index actually managed to break above this level right here at 920 and $910 billion. We have not been able to break above $934 billion. So what that creates is this strange situation for the altcoin market cap, that we have had a bullish breakout here, but that we broke above one level, but that we did not break above the entire level. All right, so we still have to kind of see over the course of the next, I would say, 2-3 days, whether this is a real breakout or whether we are just going to drop back down. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's a bit hard to predict that. It's very hard to predict in general what a Bitcoin dominance is going to do, because obviously the Bitcoin dominance right now is also a bit more bullish. That's why the total 3 is testing support right now, or is testing the breakout, because what you can see is that we had a couple of minutes ago, we actually had a bit of a crash. Well, not crash in the markets, but a bit of a dump, as you can see, and altcoins absolutely underperformed in that dump. So yeah, that's something I will keep you updated on. For now, I would lean towards saying, but that's also because I still think that Bitcoin actually looks quite good here, technically, but also in the way it's shaping out here. Maybe I can find a nice way to show you that. But there you can see, I mean, it's rounding out quite nicely, I'd say. So therefore, I expect more bullish momentum from Bitcoin, and even if the Bitcoin dominance goes up a little bit, it looks like on the 12-hour and the 4-hour time frame that we have started some sort of at least that we're not going to be bullish anymore. So that's why I also expect altcoins to be relatively stable. So that's I'm still, for at least today, tomorrow, I'm still quite bullish on altcoins. It's dependent on the markets, of course, but okay, or at least it's dependent on not getting any major bearish news today. So on Bitcoin, I also still expect this. Now, I still wanted to talk about some other things with all of you, which is XRP, real quick, and then also some interesting altcoins over the course of today. Before we get into that, the market circumstances right now are still quite difficult, or at least a lot of people tell me that it's still quite difficult to trade. And that's true, all right? The markets right now are definitely not on easy mode. If you actually want to learn better how to trade these markets, because it is still possible, and how to actually make some money, consider joining the Signal group we have. We don't only post profitable trades, which this week we also, again, closed very profitable. But outside of that, it's also very focused on education, making you better traders, and giving you all the tools you need to actually become a profitable trader. So check that out if you want to, but that's obviously up to you. So looking at XRP, we got the breakouts on the 12-hour time frame above 2.7. Given the current short-term downturn, I'd say we will retest support at 2.6 and 2.65. But like I said this morning, I do think we're going to hold that, even if we spike down into that. That's going to be fine, and I still have that target around 2.95. So those are my short-term predictions. Obviously, tomorrow I'll still be back with a new full video on XRP. And regarding altcoins, I have to be completely honest. I mean, this morning was a lot better for altcoins than right now. This morning we actually had some altcoin opportunities, and for example, I bought into Koti, which is still in profits, but you can see, I mean, it was very bullish. Now has a bit of a retracement. So we'll see where that goes, but ultimately, like, Litecoin is still quite bullish here. I actually prefer to short this, but definitely a coin to keep your eyes on. I still think the Trump meme coin at some point of time will find support, and that can be an opportunity. And outside of that, there's not much going on, I'd say, or at least nothing I really want to point you all towards, because there are some interesting opportunities, like for example shorting IP or story or shorting layer, but those are difficult trades. So right, something I'm interested in doing is shorting these new Binance listings and just in general these new launches, because I think the valuations are crazy. That is something you could check out. So like I said, layer or sol layer and IP or story, those look quite good to actually get some sort of to get some short going. But be careful, right? Shorting is more difficult than longing, and in general they're risky trades. But that's it for now. Ohm is also very strong. Mantra, but that's very difficult to trade. I mean, if Mantra gets some sort of a big spike down, that could be interesting, right? So keeping this on your watch list, I definitely approve of that, and I would definitely recommend that. Trading it, use some Fibonacci levels, use some strong technical support levels, and it's possible. But outside of that, be careful, especially if you're a beginning trader. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know. So thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care and bye.